Hello and welcome to Talk of the Terrace. That's what we're calling ourselves, isn't it? Talk of the Terrace.
Talk of the terrace, yeah. Talk of the terrace. No, the terrace.
Is it terrace or terraces?
Terrace.
Talk of the Terrace.
Terraces, yeah. Talk of the terraces.
Talk of the Terraces.
Someone from Oxford will probably tell you different, but I think that's what we'll go with for now.
Yeah, is it plural or like
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
something like that? I mean, this is a really good start, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't even know the
exactly.
name of the podcast.
We've really thought this through for
Yeah,
we came on it.
I can just edit out which the S or keep the S in.
Yeah,
Terrace.
exactly, yeah.
But it'll just say it on the title anyway, what it is, won't it? So
Yeah, fair enough.
don't matter. Yeah, so we're a new podcast, aren't we? We're a new
Yep.
football podcast.
Yeah, we're just a bit of a different look on football, really.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah,
English football, not American football.
yeah. No. I mean, why that's called football, I'll never know.
No, I don't know. It's just
You
rugby
think-
with armour.
Yeah, exactly. There's hardly any feet involved, is there really?
No.
But yeah, it's English football, and probably we'll focus mainly on talking about the Premier League, won't we?
Yes. Yeah.
Rather than any lower league football.
Drift into, because we're two crew hometown boys, drift into maybe League One now and again.
League One, yeah, and talk about Crew, the home football.
Yeah.
I suppose that's a nice little segue to talk about our teams, really.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to go first?
Yeah. So my team is, as you can tell from my accent, is Liverpool. Basically, I've supported Liverpool all my life, mainly due to the fact it was where my grandma got off the boat when she come from Ireland. It was either Liverpool or Everton, and I'm really glad she got off the boat, and I'm really glad she didn't get off the boat in Southampton. So I've always supported, been a massive Liverpool fan, been games, been through really rubbish times like Ivanovic, Voronin, them kind of players, and finally it's coming good. It's actually a delight to watch my team. I'm not crying or anything like that, so it's really good. So things are going well. If ever a Liverpool fan.
That's it, and it's finally turned around now, hasn't it, mate?
Yeah, exactly, mate. Yeah, so it's after years of pain, we're finally back on the perch. It feels like, big like as once hurt, twice shy. It's kind of this season. You're kind of thinking, what? How is it going to progress? Are we going to be able to live up to the expectations of next season, of last season? Sorry. So it's going to be an interesting season because everyone else is now wants to beat the champions, so everyone's going to up the game. So.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, isn't it? You won it by such a distance.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And I think the things we spoke about the other day is that it's only until a couple of weeks ago everyone else was buying, kind of 3 or 4 new players who were going to go straight into the first team, and you kind of hadn't really dipped your toes in the transfer market.
Exactly.
And now all of a sudden it's like, wow.
Yeah, after the first game when it was 4-3 against Leeds, it was really a point of, wow, we've got some weaknesses here. We haven't bought anyone. Everyone else is like the last, like Black Friday, spending all the money on players, and we haven't bought, and we've bought some a Greek player that no one has ever heard of as a kind of a backup bench player. So it was kind of, what's going on here? I mean, we're not long champions of Europe. We're like top of the Premier League. We should be attracting really big names. So in the last week, I'm glad there's been a few developments on that front.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems obviously we'll probably talk about him in a bit, but Thiago, it seems like how was everyone else missed him?
Yeah, exactly,
you know what I mean?
And for that price tag as well.
Wow,
I know he's 29, so it's not like he's got years left in him, but still. I mean, you could have said that about James Milner when he joined us, and look how much he's done for us.
A completely different player, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, and he's only played a few minutes. Most of the game the other day, and like when he came on after half time, he just kind of. I don't know if it's kind of wariness of the other team of him, but it just kind of really changed it up and changed gears of the match. It was 0-0 at half time, and his coming on definitely had an influence on us.
That's a good point, actually. I didn't see the game, and obviously, I mean, we should probably mention we were going to start this podcast right at the start of the season.
Yeah.
and obviously for whatever reasons we haven't got round to it. So we're starting now. So we're only two games into the season, and obviously you've just beaten Chelsea 2-0.
Yeah,
but I didn't see the game. So I mean, what was your thoughts on the performance?
Yeah, so I thought the performance was really good. It was a lot better than the Leeds one the week before. The first game of the season up against the team that's just come up is always a tricky one because as of yesteryear, like Blackpool versus Man United and everything, you don't know the way they play. You don't know what kind of style they've got, and they used to. It's like that FA Cup scenario where you're playing someone that you're not used to. They've got that kind of really hard line kind of way of playing, but I thought Leeds played really well. They're very fluid and similar style of football to us. But then against Chelsea, it was a really tough game. These guys have bought well. They're looking to challenge us for the Premiership. They've got a good manager in Lampard, and I really thought that they would the best result that we could have got out of that was a draw away from home because Stamford Bridge has never been a good place for us. But no, it was just carry on as usual. I know the season only ended a couple of weeks ago, but it was fantastic. It was really well played. Wasn't working at half time. Adapted, brought on Thiago. Fantastic.
Yeah. So I suppose now going forward, then obviously 2 wins from 2. What would be the minimum you'd want now from a season? Now you are defending champions, kind of winning by such a distance. You won the European Cup only the year before. What would be a minimum target for you this season?
If we could, because of all those years of hurt, top 4 is always a great target for me. It's just as long to stay relevant is the best target for me. But if we could retain the championship, and I could go and get to see them bring the trophy home after all this COVID nightmares over, that'd be amazing. But it's so hard to retain a Champions Premiership. I think in terms of teams that did it, Man United did it a couple of seasons, didn't they? Managed to retain it season upon season.
Yeah.
Did Chelsea?
I think they did under Mourinho, didn't they? 2 seasons in a row,
Yeah, the first season he was there, yeah. So, it has to be something special in order to do it, because not many do. And it can be a poison chalice. Look at Blackburn and stuff, winning the Premiership.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing, isn't it? That the players you've got are obviously, you're littered with world-class players now. Proper world-class players. World-class manager.
Yeah.
There's no reason now, or you've got all the ingredients to win 5 of the next Premierships. Out of 10, not 5 in a row, but 5 out of 10. Perhaps have a dominant period like Man United had under Ferguson.
Exactly. Yeah, with less shoes being thrown.
Less shoes being thrown. Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't like to get on the wrong side of Klopp.
Yeah, he's like one of the players. I can't remember. I think it might have been Andy Robinson said he's like your dad. He's very nice, warm, approachable, arms thrown around you. But if you got on the wrong side of him, he's pretty.
Get a clip.
Yeah, exactly. A clip from Klopp. Yeah.
A clip from Klopp. Sounds like a good feature, that does, doesn't it? A clip from Klopp.
That was my fantasy football team a couple of seasons. Clippity Klopp.
Was it?
Yeah.
I like that. A clip from Klopp. We could play some of his best interviews. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like
a
little 10-second Klopp clip.
Yeah, I think he's hard for impressionists like Damien Farley and everything.
Yeah.
He's hard. He's a hard one to do.
Yeah. He's got some good teeth.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah,
he's got a lovely set of teeth.
Yeah, like a donkey. Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, I think that's the thing for me now. Liverpool, I think they've got the ingredients now to kind of, like I say, if they win 5 titles out of the next 10, or 4 out of the next 9, or whatever it is. I think they've got every ability to do that now. Yeah,
they've got it. They've got it all. It's theirs. It's theirs to use. They've got the manager. They've got the infrastructure. They've got the players now. They really have got. They're in an ideal position to try and retain the title. In terms of other teams, City can definitely push from Chelsea. Even though they've had a blip, they can. Once their players bed in, they're going to be a real threat.
Yeah.
Moving forward, Tottenham got Bale back. I mean, these teams are all knocking on the door. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, just thinking about the Premiership, there's only ever been really one team that's dominated the Premiership.
Yeah.
Consistent, that was Man United.
Norwich.
And I think, yeah. Didn't they finish third in the first season or something, getting the Champions League or something?
Yeah, something like that. I think that was the season Oldham Athletic were in it as well.
Oh, God, yeah. Oldham, Swindon.
Yeah, those classics.
Those classics, yeah. Do you know what? I had, when I first got into football, it was probably around the first season of the Premiership, actually. And I had, do you remember you used to get shinies in sticker books?
Oh, God, yeah.
And they were worth two of the normal ones.
The Prillier or something, is it?
Yeah.
Or is that a tyre?
I think that's a motorbike, isn't it?
Oh, right.
Or have you got this? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Panini.
Panini, that was it.
Panini.
Some Italian. Panini sticker books.
Panini sticker books. Yeah, I had a Swindon Town glitter on my chest of drawers.
Oh, my God. I bet that took ages to get off.
I also had a Casper the Ghost that used to light up. Yeah, when I was in my 20s, that was a really good image. Yeah, and my flowering curtains.
Bring back.
Yeah,
I don't mind Casper.
Don't mind. Yeah, exactly, glowing in the dark as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I had a Swindon Town shiny on the desk of drawers.
Oh no! When you got a shiny, it didn't matter what team it was.
No.
If you got a shiny, you just felt like this is it.
This is it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so. I mean, I suppose also it puts it into perspective. Like Ferguson, all those years, Man United did nothing. 20 years or whatever it was, didn't win a title or however long it was.
Yeah.
And you guys have gone through a similar thing now.
Yeah, and we made all the mistakes going. We threw money at it. We bought the managers that were the wrong fit into the team. All the kind of same, like we went with a heart when we appointed Dalglish rather than a head. It was like he could come in and save us and everything, like some kind of Hollywood movie, but it doesn't work out like that. Sometimes it's not the person you want, it's the person you need, and I think we needed Klopp.
Yeah, definitely.
And in terms of Manchester United now, like they're making the kind of same mistakes as us, like throwing 93 million at Pogba and going with the heart and putting someone in charge who's really not that tested.
Yeah.
Under a similar, it's definitely trophy-wise, but also in management experience-wise.
Yeah, I mean,
just because he used to play for him and he won them Champions League, it's kind of, an impassioned one rather than using the head.
I think so. I think they're perhaps hoping to play the long game a little bit with it.
Exactly.
He's able to build something around his legendary status there, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that develops there.
And what about your team?
What about my team? Well, it's kind of at the other end of the football spectrum really. And as we mentioned at the start, we're both born in Crewe, and I'm a Crewe fan. Mm-hmm. My kind of story is I was, I think, 7-8 years old, and then I come home from school, and I said, "Dad, I'm into football," and he said, "Great." He says, "Who do you support?" And I said, "Man United."
Oh.
Yeah, and he immediately went, "No, you don't." And the next
pantomime style.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the very next opportunity, that was it. We were down at Gresty Road, and
whether you wanted to or not,
whether I wanted to or not, yeah, it was kind of like he was said, "No, you can support your local team." So that was it. I was down at Gresty Road, and that's been that really.
What was your first experience like? What were your feelings when you first went into a football ground like that?
Oh well, I mean, I remember going Wrexham away, and there was about 5,000 fans there, and I remember being blown away. Like, oh my God, this is massive. This is me. So that shows you what I was used to at Crewe. It was a 4,000 seater / standing stadium.
I remember the old bars. You used to lean against, didn't you?
Exactly, yeah. And there was probably 3,000 when I went. And the first game was against Gillingham, and Sean Smith scored a penalty. We won 1-0.
Ah, Sean Smith, yeah.
Sean Smith, yeah. And actually,
from the halfway line.
Sean Smith from the halfway line, yeah. So that was my first game. And then a couple of weeks later, we played Rochdale. We won 2-1.
Yep.
And we had a guy on loan called Lee Jones. From Liverpool. He was a probably 18, 19-year-old lad from Liverpool called Lee Jones.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I remember Rob Jones come from the other way, from Crewe to Liverpool.
I was right, yeah. Rob Jones went the other way. And this guy called Lee Jones, he scored 2 goals that game.
Yeah.
And then that was towards the end of the season. We actually got promoted that season. That was from what was then Division 4 to Division 3.
Oh, right. Okay, so it'd be like League... Would it be like League 2?
2-1, yeah.
Yeah, 2-1 now, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we finished third, went up automatically.
Yeah.
Next 3 seasons were in the third tier, and then got promoted at Wembley into the second tier, or the Championship now.
Yeah.
And, kind of 8 out of the next 10 years we were playing Championship football.
Yeah.
And for a club like Crewe, that's... I mean, it's like I don't know, Sheffield United playing Premiership football.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's kind of...
It feels special.
Feels special, yeah. And probably Sheffield
Yeah.
United probably doing them a bit of a disservice, actually. Probably, a smaller team. I'm trying to think of a team now in the Premiership who probably fit that bill.
West Brom, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, West Brom,
quite
Fulham.
established now.
Yeah, it's these kind of teams that can probably get 20,000 a week. That they could have aspirations of getting the Premiership if they get the right players and the right manager and the right backing. With Crewe, we're never ever going to go higher than the Championship. So that was an amazing time. That was.
I don't know. Never say never, though. It could happen.
It could happen, yeah. I mean, we've not had a great start to the season, but I think we're definitely in the game, so we're just not scoring at the minute.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, probably what was it, about 8 years ago? We got promoted at Wembley again. That was from the 4th tier to the 3rd, and then the year after that, we won the Johnson's Paint Trophy.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Which is probably, I think it was the season after, was the last time it was a half decent trophy. You know, before they started including reserves in, the under 4s in it.
Yeah, it's kind of ruined that, like City reserves and all that kind of stuff. Putting them in, I know you want to give players as much experience as possible, but
yeah,
it takes the sheen off it. No pun intended.
It does. And the thing is, right, is that I don't remember any clubs having a problem with the format the way it was. It's the second and third tier cup competition.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was a chance for teams to get to Wembley and win a bit of silverware.
Yeah, have a day out.
It is. It's, have a day out, because... I mean, God, when was the last time a team won the FA Cup outside the Premiership?
No, that's a fact for you.
I mean, I don't think it's in 30 years, or more than 30 years.
Yeah, listeners, write in.
Yeah, write in. We haven't got an email address or anything, have we?
Yeah, because even when Wigan won, they were outside they were in the Premiership, weren't they?
Yeah, they got relegated that year.
Yeah, exactly.
They won the FA Cup, then got relegated. Yeah, and they've never quite, bounced back to that. So
no, gift and a curse.
Yeah. So I mean, we have our ups and downs. But yeah. So yeah, that's my club.
Yeah, last season was a very good season for them, though, wasn't it? In terms of, I know it stopped short because of COVID and everything, but they were in second place.
Yeah,
could have pushed for the title.
Well, that's it. Yeah. Title. Well, that was it. When the league got stopped, we were top of the league.
Yeah.
And then obviously when we did the average points or the weighted total, obviously we finished second by 1.5 points or whatever it was. So yeah, of course, if someone had said at the start of the season you'll get promoted, let alone first, second, third, or players, of course you'd have taken that.
Yeah. Heartbeat.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't think Crewe have ever won a league championship.
They're not. Have they always come through as a playoff or a...
Yeah. So the times I've known, 3 times Crewe have been promoted. No, 4 times Crewe have been promoted. Oh no, it's 5. Oh, we've been more successful than I remember. The first time we finished third and got automatic.
Yeah.
Then 3 years after was playoffs. Then we got relegated and we finished second to come back up into the championship. So that was automatic. Then we went down through the leagues, and then it was playoffs.
Yeah.
And then it was second. So yeah, third, second, and playoffs.
Yeah, that's quite strange, isn't it, for a team to do that? But I suppose it shows the fight that's in the dog, isn't it, when it gets down to like a playoff or something.
Yeah, well, as you find with the playoffs, and we always had this. When we got promoted through the playoffs, we always finished in the last playoff spot.
Yeah.
And it's always the team that comes into form, isn't it, that hits that last playoff spot. Is the one that goes. It's very rarely the team that finishes, third, and gets the top playoff spot that gets promoted. It's really rare. It's the team that kind of just squeezes in because they've gone unbeaten in 10 games.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, interesting season for Crewe and Liverpool for very different reasons. I don't think, obviously, you've got a title to defend, and I think the first thing for us is to. I think we'll finish mid-table. I think we'll be fine.
I think you'll be safe. I think what will happen is it'll be a bit of a shock to the system. I mean, you haven't had the easiest games to start off with, have you? So
No, we've had Charlton, who are obviously promotion favourites.
yeah,
And then Hull,
yeah,
promotion favourites.
Exactly. Former Premiership team.
I mean, God,
Both.
yeah. You know, it's you only have to go back 10, 15 years ago. You know.
Yeah, exactly. So not the best start, but they should be able to pull it back.
I think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a little bit about our teams, and we'll touch on Liverpool more than we do Crew, in particular as we talk about the Premiership.
Yes.
One thing we haven't talked about is that we do have a kind of another mini rivalry, don't we?
Do we?
We do have a little mini rivalry.
Ooh.
North of the border.
Oh, in Scotland.
Yeah. So as you talked about at the start, your 3 of your 4 grandparents are from Ireland.
Yep.
So you've
We're a very vertically challenged family.
yeah. So and because of that Irish link, you've obviously got a link to the hoops.
The hoops. Aye, the hoops. Aye. Not a massive fan of Celtic, but see, I've been very torn recently because, yeah, you're from a Irish Catholic background. You have to follow Celtic. That goes by default.
Yeah.
You know, like as soon as you come out of the womb, you've got a Celtic tattoo on you. But
yeah,
because Gerrard's such a hero of mine, and he's managing Rangers, it's really hard. Because you'll see the Rangers result, and you'll be like, "Oh, Gerrard's won." That kind of thing. Not Rangers have won, Gerrard's won.
Yeah.
Because you want him to do well, because eventually he might make his way back to the Premier League and manage Liverpool and Klopp.
Of course, yeah. I suppose.
On.
Yeah. It's all there for him to be successful, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So it is, and your ancestry is quite different from mine.
Yeah. So yeah, my family are from Glasgow.
Yeah. Govan.
Yeah. And I think that goes default. If you're from Govan, you're a Rangers fan.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
Wasn't Ferguson from Govan?
Ferguson's from Govan. Yeah, my granddad always used to tell me that Ferguson went to the same secondary school as him. Yeah.
Oh, God. Bet that was tough.
Yeah, I mean, God, yeah. Yeah. You probably won't call it school now, would you?
No. You'd probably call it boot camp.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my granddad was left-handed.
Yeah.
And I remember him telling me how the teacher used to tie his left hand behind his back.
What?
To get him to write with his right hand.
Oh my God! Can you imagine that happening in today's culture?
Yeah, so we've got a little mini rivalry going there, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, a rivalry softened with Gerrard's appointment, but one that was soon.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it could go the other way, and Ferguson could manage Rangers. Do you know what I mean? He might fancy coming out of retirement and managing his hometown club. Yeah,
he'd do well.
Yeah, in which I think the rivalry might become a bit more heated then.
Yeah, I always thought he'd become Scotland manager after he retired, but I think he's...
Yeah, he did a World Cup, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, was it Jock Stein or something? But I think the manager died just before the World Cup.
Oh, God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was in between... It might have been in between Aberdeen and Man United.
Yeah, yeah, it probably was, wasn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, he managed Scotland like at 3 World Cup games, yeah.
Yeah, oh, God.
So
only 3, so it can't have been that good. Then.
No. I mean, I always remember Ferguson. They were asking him like if the FA had ever spoke to him about the England job, and he said, "Yeah." And were you never interested in taking the job? And he said, "Well, no, I'm Scottish.
Yeah.
Why would I be interested in managing England?
It can't be done. Yeah, no. It cannot be done, can it?
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
Brilliant.
Right, so I suppose we should have an ad break, shouldn't we?
Yeah, let's hear from our sponsors.
Visi Visage.
I want her. I need her. She wants me. She needs me. I am here. I am there. I am every fucking where.
New, creepy fragrance from Visi Visage.
Hello, I'm Tom Hardy, and this is a book at bedtime called There's a Bear in My Chair, read by Tom Hardy in the style of Charlie Bronson. There's a bear in my chair, there he's been there, that bear in my chair. And if this bear doesn't remove himself from said chair, I will rip his fucking head off and shit down his neck.
Bucket Bedtime starts next week on the Tiny Tots TV channel.
Right, okay, so now we're going to just talk about some league predictions we've got.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of speculation at the start of any season, isn't there, about where everyone's going to finish. It never ends up being where most people predict.
No, and I think, like we said, we were meant to start this podcast a couple of weeks ago before the season started.
Yeah.
So we could be great foresighters if we pretended that we knew how the top four was going to finish.
Yeah, we did toy with the idea.
We did, yeah. I think it'll be Leicester will be there. Everton, I think Everton will be top four.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But I mean, I certainly haven't got those teams in my top four. So do you want to go through your top four first?
Yeah, so pretty much mine are kind of based on last season and the signings. So my top four, in no particular order. Or shall I do it in order of where I think they'll finish?
Go on, do it in order.
Yeah, okay, cool. I think Liverpool, of course, City,
Yeah.
Chelsea and Tottenham.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Based upon more around the fact with City are still going to score like nobody's fun, but they're going to still drain goals.
Yeah.
Chelsea are going to, I see them, are going to bond better than they did the other day. I think they've got the signings, they've got the players, the infrastructure and everything to do that.
Yeah.
And Tottenham have just made some good key moves and key signings. They've got Mourinho. So I think that could be the top four for me.
Okay, interesting. Well, my top two are the same.
Yeah. So Liverpool's top, City second.
City second. Now, I did toy with someone else in second spot, but after the opening week's games,
Yeah.
I've relegated Man United to third.
Man United to third.
Yeah,
Okay.
I kind of, if we'd have done this before the Palace game,
Yeah.
I would have put Man United second.
Really?
I
Right, okay.
I had a feeling that they might do second by a long way. By the way, I didn't think they were going to challenge Liverpool for the title.
Yeah.
They might finish 0.2 points ahead of City. I still think that might be quite close.
Yeah.
But I think now, if Man United were going to make a statement and be in the even challenge for a runner-up spot, they've got to be beating Palace at home.
Yes, that is bread and butter kind of match. If you want to push for the top four, you have to make your home a fortress and win most of your games.
Yeah.
So to start off like that is pretty bad.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, once again, we'll probably talk about this in a bit. But I think like Fernandes,
Yeah.
Is going to be a massive importance to them.
Yes.
But yeah, I quite fancy them to kick on and finish runners up.
Can you see him doing any more business before the season's out?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
I think that's it. I want it.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, I'd go Liverpool, Man City, Man United, and then Spurs.
That's good. That's pretty strong.
I go
What
Spurs. Yeah.
What about possible contenders to that? Do you think anyone could surprise everyone? Could Leicester?
Well, Leicester they finished fifth in the end, didn't they? I think.
Yeah.
I think the obvious ones are Arsenal and Chelsea.
Yeah.
And then Everton. They've had a strong start.
Yeah. We've got a really good manager now.
They've got a world-class manager.
Yeah. Made some good signings.
Yeah, so maybe they could break it, and they've got big backing now, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got the financials behind them.
Yeah. I mean, it's the obvious ones, isn't it? I can't really see anyone kind of out of the blue challenging.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Leeds have had a good start. They're obviously scoring goals.
Yeah, and they had a good season last season, didn't they? I mean, like watching them the other day, the way they play is very attacking minded, very fast, focused, that kind of thing. Defence has a lot to be desired, but in terms of movement and everything, they're really good. I was quite surprised by them to come to Anfield and do that.
Yeah, and I suppose in kind of contrast to Sheffield United, who obviously come up and had a great first season back.
Yeah.
They were, I think they had the top 4 best defences in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't concede many at all.
Yeah, just put the wall up.
Yeah, but they were probably, I don't know, 15th in the league for goals scored.
Yeah.
You know, they won games like kind of, 2-0 kind of things, 2-1s.
Yeah.
But I think, like you say, Leeds are going to go and score goals, but they'll probably leak a couple as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And ultimately, that'll probably come unstuck for them, I think.
Yeah.
You can't go a whole season leaking
No.
that amount of goals.
In the long run, that's what will come unstuck. And like Chelsea's in my top 4, but that's their goalkeeper at the moment. I think they might be putting pen to paper for another goalkeeper.
Okay.
But their goalkeeper is just not up to standard at the moment.
No.
That Mane, where he followed him into the box, and he just kicked it to Mane's feet, and Mane just put it past him and said, "Thank you very much." It's just those moments like that will just ruin your career.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of, I think Lampard had a great first season, especially he didn't have the money to spend.
Yeah.
With the restrictions, and then now obviously he's gone out and bought a few players.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really now going to be a test of how he manages those big name players.
Exactly. Yeah. So the likes of Werner and everyone, the kind of players he's brought in are really world class. But world class comes at a price sometimes. Of managing them.
Yeah.
That's why I've always admired Jurgen Klopp for buying not world class recognised, but then making them world class, like Van Dijk and players like that.
Yeah, and that's it, isn't it? Yeah, because the thing is with Lampard, he was obviously a world class player when he was playing. But we all know that doesn't translate into a world class manager.
No, exactly. No, it's not an easy transition to go to a manager.
No,
you've got a lot more pressure on you than you have if you're a player.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When he was at Derby, he's managing a lot of British players who obviously, with championship quality players who are going to look up to him massively.
Yeah.
And then obviously he had kind of like, young English talent last year at Chelsea.
Yeah. And without any disrespect to Derby, that you haven't got the pressures as you would with, say, Chelsea, because Chelsea is a global brand. China, around the world, Far East, America, they've got a massive fan base, whereas Derby, I wouldn't have thought would be many shirts in Hong Kong.
No. I don't think there's any kind of world famous Derby County fans, is there? Who were pushing the brand around. I'm trying to think, is there any world famous Derby County fans? I don't know of anyone from Derby. I can't think of anyone from Derby. Do you know of anyone from Derby?
No.
In short, no. I cannot think of anyone. I can't think of anyone who's from Derby.
No, neither can I. That's really bad, and I'm usually good at stuff like that.
Do you know what? I'm on my computer. I'm going to have a look now.
Rolls-Royce. They've got a factory there.
Oh, we don't talk about that though from Crewe, do we?
No. The only Rolls-Royce factories in Crewe.
Yeah, and it got stolen. Famous people from Derby. Do people normally do this on podcasts, kind of research as they go?
I think you can do as you like, can't you? I don't think the podcast police will be after you.
No. I don't know any of these people.
Go on.
They're all like historical figures. Charles Cotton.
Oh, Doc Cotton's dad.
Doc Cotton's dad, yeah. He's from the 1600s, so it could be, yeah. Bess of Hardwick, I've heard about her.
Bess of Hardwick?
Yeah, she was like best friends with Queen Elizabeth, I think.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't know anyone here.
Is there like Big Brother contestants or anything, probably?
Not even Big Brother contestants. Famous people from Derby. 12 slits. Here we go. 12. Oh, from Derbyshire doesn't count, does it? It's Derby.
No, it's got to be Derby. Yeah, I've got to regionalise it.
Vivienne Westwood.
Oh, that's yeah.
That's Glossop in Derbyshire. See, that doesn't count.
No, sorry, that doesn't count.
Yeah. Shall we just... Timothy Dalton? Why is there a picture of Timothy Dalton? He's Welsh, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what they said on Alan Partridge, anyway.
Timothy Dalton, 2-time... Oh, he grew up in Derbyshire. Right.
Nah, it don't count.
Right, so that we'll just say there's no one famous from Derby.
If anyone knows anyone famous from Derby, please get in touch with our podcast.
Yeah, whatever the the addresses.
Yeah, the address will be at the end of the show.
yeah. I'll edit onto the end in about a month's time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So bottom three.
Bottom three. Do you want me to go first? This one.
Go on, you go first.
I'll go from the bottom up. I would go Fulham, West Brom, West Ham.
Ooh, two of them I've got.
Yeah.
But in a different order. I actually think Burnley will have a really bad season. I've gone Burnley, Fulham, and West Ham.
You've gone West Ham as well.
Yeah, I've gone West Ham. I can't see them. The skin of the teeth last season, I can't see them surviving again.
Yeah, because there seems like there's more obvious candidates in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, Fulham and West Brom are the outstanding candidates, because they've just come up.
Yeah.
It looks like Leeds will be all right in that
I
respect.
think Leeds will be okay, yeah.
But yeah, West Ham, you could call them an established Premiership club.
Yeah, long established. I mean, they've got owners that are rich, and they've got an amazing stadium in Stafford, and they have all the right ingredients. But like the owners, is there still 3 owners for West Ham?
Yeah,
The one that wears a Russian hat and they're off The Apprentice.
that's it. Yeah, Brady, Gold, and is it Sullivan?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I don't think that's a good mix, having 3 separate owners for a club.
No.
Because you're always going to be fighting over the decisions. I mean, they've had a absolute raft of different managers in recent years.
Yeah.
Loads of people have come in and not been able to fix the situation there. And I don't think it does them much good, because West Ham, when they were at Upton Park, it was kind of an Anfield thing about it. It was a very intimidating place to go. And I think clubs find it very difficult. Like, it's usually the London clubs, Arsenal, Spurs, and now West Ham, where they will really struggle when they go to the new stadium to grab that atmosphere, especially when it's so many miles away from where the fan base has originated from.
Yeah.
That's why I think Chelsea have done well to stay where they are, and Fulham done well to stay where they are, and not bit the bug, really.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? That it's so easy now for a lot of these football clubs are built in city centres.
Yeah.
Aren't it? And it makes financial sense to sell up and move to the outskirts of the city.
Yeah, because the land's cheaper, and yeah.
And build a stadium twice the size with a shopping centre and a hotel and a car park attached to it.
Yeah. But then you're losing the soul of the club, really, aren't you?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any kind of these new football grounds that's managed to capture.
No, I can't think of it. I mean, you could say City, but that's been dubbed the empty had so many times, hasn't it, as well? Because that's another one where they had a really solid fan base in Manchester, on Main Road, and then they moved to a different location, a mile or 2 away.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, isn't it? Would you rather have a stadium that's kind of, holds 35, 40,000, fill it?
Yeah.
Or have a 60,000 seater stadium and, perhaps not even get 50?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you're looking at the pitch and stuff, and there's no memories there. There's like no history, and it just feels kind of empty.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's why Spurs, what they did was a great thing. And basically, they built over 3/4 or half of White Hart Lane, didn't they?
Exactly. Yeah, because you still have the same pitch then, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, they basically moved next door, didn't they?
Yeah, they just shifted it along a bit. Still in the same area, still got the same pubs and everything around it, and fans still live near.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's not too much of a difference. But it's to do it like to shift a whole entire club. I mean, when we were growing up, the big thing was with Wimbledon, wasn't it? They'd got pretty much dissolved and moved to Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just beyond belief.
Yeah. I knew someone used to call him MK Soulless.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? It's just an invented club.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, in terms of that, yeah, that's why I think West Ham will really struggle, and I think they might go down with all the financial implications
I agree.
they'll incur. Fulham, I haven't seen much of how they played so far, in all honesty, but I don't think they've had the best start. And Fulham have always, apart from when Rory Hodgson was managing them, probably about 12 years back now, they had a really good run at the Europa League and everything. They've always been middling to bottom kind of side.
Yeah.
To the credit, they've always managed to come back up. So, yeah.
I suppose that was one of the kind of first clubs, especially a medium to small club, who benefited out of an owner willing to spend money with Al Fayed.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I remember supporting Crewe in the Championship or the second and third tiers, and Fulham been below Crewe, and then all of a sudden they had this money, and we went and played Fulham away first game of the season, and they had John Tiggener in charge, but they had what's his name? It's John Collins, is it? The player who played for Celtic and Dortmund, like a world class player.
Yeah, really good.
And he started attracting all these kind of players, big name players at the end of their careers, like Stan Collymore, I think he went there.
Yeah.
And, a number of others. I can't. Oh, Karl-Heinz Riedler, he used to play for Liverpool.
Karl-Heinz Riedler, yeah, classic he was.
He ended up at Fulham, I think,
Yeah.
All these players, world-class players.
John Arne Riise as well, I think.
Riise, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
They just attract... Oh, what was his name? Saha, who went to Man United.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
He was, they just did that thing of buying players who had been kind of international players who are now well past it, but could afford to pay the wages, and then they also just went and raided all the best players in that league.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they've always been quite a good club for that. I mean, Stoke used to get tired of it only down the road, didn't it? From Crewe, and Stoke used to get tired of Battersea Dogs home because they used to have just players when no one else wanted them, like decent players, but no one else wanted them anymore.
Well, this is it. I remember going to watch Crewe away at Stoke, and in goals for Stoke was Ed De Hoy. Ed De Hoy, it's probably
leaning on his Zimmer frame.
He must have been in his 40s. Yeah, Ed De Hoy. I remember it's Ed De Hoy. He was a world class goalkeeper at one point.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if they had anyone else really strange playing for them at that point.
Yeah, because they've had some over the years, haven't they? They've had players that are at the end of their career.
Yeah, well, obviously Crouchy was the most recent one, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Who went back to Burnley in the Premiership? So he went down to the Championship and then went back to the Premiership. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what you talk about Stoke. I mean, they're a team who suffered when they went down. Players are big money.
Yeah.
Really big money who, we've gone to Stoke for money and playing the Premiership. They haven't gone there because they've always dreamt of playing for Stoke, and that's no disrespect. I support Crewe. I can't be having a go at Stoke, but players aren't going to play for Stoke because it's their dream.
No.
They're going there for them. All the place, no. And they're going there for the money, aren't they?
No, exactly, yeah. Actually, that could be a case in point for teams that have successfully moved to a new stadium. Britannia?
It was renowned, wasn't it? Yeah, in the Premiership for probably the best atmosphere in the Premiership, yeah.
Oh, God, deafening. Yeah, absolutely deafening. I think it's because it's on top of a hill, but...
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Intimidating, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, that was a good transition.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the most intimidating atmosphere I ever went to was Cardiff away.
Oh, God, I bet, yeah.
But that was at the old Ninian Park, that was before they moved.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, and the home fans and the away fans were kind of split down the middle in the stand behind the goal.
Right.
And all they had was netting separating the two sets of fans. And for the whole 90 minutes, the Cardiff fans stood along that piece of netting just staring at you.
You English bastard.
Exactly, yeah. And it was horrible. Yeah, it was bloody horrible.
It's just not singing, just staring at you.
Yeah, yeah. And Sunderland away was always a good atmosphere as well, yeah. Yeah, I mean...
Was that Stadium of Light?
Stadium of Light, yeah. That's always good. I remember, actually, they were top of the league and we were bottom. And we got a draw, which was like, 1-1 draw, and we were like buzzing. What a result. And we were walking out of the stand, walking towards the coaches, and you had to cross through the Sunderland fans. Now, they're not bothered about Crew fans. There's no rivalry. You're a small team. They've got no bother. They've got their heads down. They're going home, right?
Yeah.
And my friend starts chanting, "You're just a small town in Newcastle." So...
lit the tinderbox.
Yeah, I kind of just walked the other way and left him to it. But yeah, I mean, of all the stupid things to do.
Oh my God. That is just... that's just not what you do.
Yeah.
Even mentioning Newcastle around there, never mind calling them a small town in Newcastle.
Yeah, that's really silly. But yeah, that's our predictions for the year, isn't it? And they're now recorded, and they're there for everyone to listen to.
They're locked in.
They're locked in. It's evidence.
Yeah. We'll review it at the end of the season and see how badly we've done.
Yeah, when Fulham win the Premiership and Liverpool are relegated. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
I think probably time for some more adverts.
Yes, word from our sponsors.
Great deals from electricaldeals@makenosense.com. This new microwave with inbuilt speakers only $9.99, Buy now, pay last week on this oven and fridge freezer combo. Not forgetting our greatest offer, bug off you cunt. That's right, bug off you cunt. Check us out online at electricaldeals@makenosense.com.
Is your hair dry and damaged? Is the colour dull and lifeless? Then you need the Camel Toe 3000. Simply add the serum to the unique applicator. Brush through your hair. Wait for 14 minutes. Now you're ready to go. 63% of women agreed that their hair looked more vibrant and full of life after using the Camel Toe 3000. The Camel Toe 3000. Make your hair stand out.
Right, so we're going to kind of diverge from football now, because I suppose apart from football, comedy is also a love of ours in music as well.
Yeah, on the terraces, it's not just football it's discussed, is it? So it's like, it's other things as well. Some of it we can't talk about, legal reasons. But there's a lot of things that like the people just have general chit chat at half time and stuff.
Of course they do, yeah.
Over a brew and Kit Kat.
Over a brew and Kit Kat, yeah, Bovril.
Yeah. God, have you ever tasted Bovril?
No, I'd imagine I'd like it though. I like Marmite.
Yeah, it's like liquid Marmite.
Yeah, I think I'd like it. I'd like it. I mean, I like eating stock cubes.
Oh, what? That's weird.
I love eating stock cubes, yeah.
My God.
When I was a kid, I used to just nip in and get an OXO cube, yeah. And I've done it ever since, yeah.
Oh, it's all gravy, isn't it?
Northern boys love gravy.
Exactly, yeah.
Even in
you
solid
won't
form.
You won't get that past Solihull.
No. So,
Go on, the murderers.
Go on, the murderers. Hey, do you know the Solihull murder? What are they called? Solihull Moors.
Solihull Moors, yeah.
And they're nicknamed the murderers.
I don't know if they are nicknamed the murderers. That might be.
Where have you got that from?
I don't know. I heard it once somewhere. I think someone said, "Come on, the murderers," something like that.
But did it just get mistranslated in Brummie?
Possibly, yeah. They could have said, "Come on, the Moors."
Come on, the Moorers.
Come on, the Moorers.
Oh, but once again, write in if you know where that comes from.
We're not saying that anyone from Solihull are murderers, by the way, as well.
No, unless it's in reference to Peaky Blinders or something.
Might be. I don't know. Yeah, everything's Peaky Blinder around there now.
Isn't it? Yeah. So, kind of moving away from football, we're gonna call this section "Weird Story of the Month," aren't we?
Yeah, kind of offbeat news.
Offbeat, yeah.
That's we don't want to give you. You're sick of hearing about COVID and Brexit. We just want to give you some news that would make you titter or make you think that's a bit weird. That's
a bit weird, yeah. And obviously, there's some weird stories that probably have some quite dire consequences and endings. But we'll try and keep it light-hearted where possible.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's just weird stories, aren't they, that have cropped up that people might not have heard of.
Exactly. So one of the main ones I read this week was: have you ever been in a house and you're eating your tea or just sat down and you just can't get rid of the fly? Especially in summer, there's a fly buzzing around, and it's like a really wily one, and it doesn't fly like you expect it to. It kind of ducks and weaves out of the way. It's like the messier flies. Yeah. It's kind of really... Well, a man in France also had this issue. And what he did was cleverly, which I've never bought. I've seen him in B&M. He had it. Well, I say cleverly. In B&M, I like an electric fly swatter.
Yeah.
So the title for this piece is "A man in France has accidentally blown up his house while chasing a fly with an electric swatter." So basically, this man's sitting down having his tea. What would it be in France? Red wine with a
cheese and baguette.
Yeah, cheese baguette. Okay, yeah.
With some onions round his neck.
Yeah, exactly.
Black and white striped top.
Yeah, exactly. It's just shrugging. So he's sitting there shrugging while he's eating his tea, and his flies really annoying, like roll around him.
Yeah.
So this man thinks, "I'm going to toast you." Well, it turns out he gets toasted in return. So he turns on his electric fly swatter, and what he doesn't realise is he's an 80-year-old man. So poor guy. He doesn't realise there's a gas leak in his house. So when he turns on his fly swatter, it starts off what scientists would call a chain reaction, where it started an explosion within his house. So he picked up the electric fly swatter, turned it on, and bang. And it blew up a large portion of his house. Now, amazingly, the guy was all right. He somehow managed to escape the catastrophe, just a burnt hand, which was probably from the fly swatter. The actual piece says it's really scary. It's unknown what happened to the fly.
Oh.
So the fly could still be out there. This fire starter, twisted fire starter.
I thought you were going to say the fly survived, but the man died.
Will that be ironic? Just lands on him when it's his charred corpse.
Yeah, just blows a raspberry in his face and flies off.
It's like yeah. So that's one of my main offbeat stories of the week.
That's quite. I just want to try and paint the picture a bit more. Is that one of these fly squatters that's like a small tennis racket?
Yeah, it's like a really small tennis racket. You click the button on it, goes zzz, like that. And yeah, my dad got one once. He tapped me on the edge of it, and it does hurt.
I mean, I bet it really hurts a fly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
If it hurts a human, it'll really hurt a fly.
Yeah. So if you are going to be using a fly swatter at home, please check your gas first.
Yeah.
Make sure the cooker's not on. Yeah, just generally, probably don't use it. I find a rolled up newspaper is far more effective.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with it, really.
Yeah, because you can probably get your swipe on with it and absolutely cream the little bugger.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit of a David Attenborough figure. I like to kind of catch them gently and release them out the window.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, many an evening I seem to be like a magnet for flies.
I'm like that with spiders.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
There's something about you.
Yeah, I can pick up a spider quite happily and put it outside, whereas the girlfriend would literally be in tears.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of going back to that statement I made about 10 seconds ago that flies are attracted to me, and I'm starting to think our listeners are thinking it's because I don't shower.
No, he does shower.
Yeah, often enough.
He has a stand-up bath once a week.
Yeah.
And a gentleman's wash.
Yeah. That's all you. Well, it's working from home, isn't it? You don't have to try so hard now.
You really don't anymore. You don't have to do anything. Like I've literally been living in my joggers. They're actually starting to get worn.
Yeah.
Like on the knees and stuff, and around the crotch. Not I'm doing anything dodgy or anything, but they're actually starting to split a little bit.
They're getting worn around the crotch, and you've got sore wrists. Yeah.
Repetitive strain.
RSI, yeah.
Yeah.
Real serious injury, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if anyone else is having wrist injuries in lockdown or anything like that, just
it must be on the
email
increase.
at the end of the show. Yeah, exactly.
We don't need any evidence, any pictures or anything like that.
Yeah. So if that was a newspaper headline, have we got any puns that we could attach to that?
Oh, right. So it's a mixture of French and fly.
Yeah.
I wish you'd told me about this before. I could have.
Yeah, I know. I've just been trying to wreck my brains trying to think of one. Like fly. We'll edit one in.
Yeah.
We'll think of a really good response.
Yeah. Well, if you think of it tonight, just record it and send it across, and I'll just put it in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll have a
And-
good think.
Yeah, and I'll just do a laugh now. Yeah, it's really good.
It's good, innit? It took me. I thought that instantly.
Yeah, you just got such a quick comedic mind.
As soon as I read it, I just thought of that.
That's brilliant, Tom. I love it.
Yeah, fantastic.
So, have you got any other weird stories?
Yes, there is one more. I was going to do about Art Attack's new Neil Buchanan possibly being Banksy, but I think most people have heard about that.
Yeah.
And he's kind of denied it now that he is Banksy.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably not one to go to. Probably the only other one that I saw was that in Germany they've got a very tight lockdown rules again. And what they did was, as an experiment, they wanted to do a football team that was very health conscious, might have been a team of doctors, wanted to do a socially distanced football match.
Right.
So you've got 11 versus 11 as a standard football match.
Pitch is twice the size.
Exactly. Yeah, but you can't approach them, and then can't tackle them.
So you only get the ball. Yeah, if there's a kind of a misplaced pass.
Yeah. So if there's a misplaced pass, or the ball runs out of play, or they score and you kick off, that's probably only when you get the ball. Now, bear in mind that the other team weren't as health conscious as this German team, and were quite happy to approach them. So I'm guessing when they had the ball, they were trying to run from the person that was coming in to try and take the ball off them.
Right.
Which could cause them all kinds of problems.
Yeah.
Do you know what the score was?
Go on.
Well, it might surprise you to know they lost.
Yeah.
And they lost 37-0.
Wow, 37-0. And
Yeah.
I bet that wasn't even across 90 minutes.
Probably not, no. They are in the 11th tier of German football. And they ended up forfeiting the game.
Wow, so maybe it was 90 minutes.
Yeah, and then got a €200 fine because of it.
Wow.
Yeah. They are in the Lower Saxony Free Kriegklasse League.
The what league?
Kriegklasse. I don't think Krieg. I think that means war, doesn't it? Kriegklasse.
The War League.
Yeah, the War League. Socially Distance War League.
Yeah, you need to rename that league, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently the Holstenstadt players did not understand, but we did not want to risk anything.
We did not want to risk the 3 points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We wished Holstenstadt no harm. So Holstenstadt are the
Holdenstadt.
team. Yeah, which is German for stay away.
Maybe they could become our third team.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, they could be.
We could report on Holdenstadt every month.
Yeah,
Holdenstadt.
Holdenstadt. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder. Yeah.
Holdenstadt.
Holdenstadt. I'll have a look at these and see.
Every time I say his names like this, I sound going to Dutch. So Holdenstadt. Crazy.
Holdenstadt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stat means town or city, does it? I think.
Stadt. Yeah.
Stad. Maybe not.
It's spelled Holden, like Amanda Holden, the blow-up doll off Britain's Got Talent.
Oh, the one who's in the Daily Mail every week because she's got no bra on. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Showing her beam wax off. And the second part is STEDT. So I think that's town or city, isn't it?
Okay. Well, there we go. We shall adopt them.
Yeah, exactly. Right, there's the third team.
Yeah, and maybe we could be their shirt sponsors next year.
Possibly, yeah. Talk of the Terraces.
Yeah.
Or Talk of the Terrace.
We're going Terraces, are we?
Yeah, Terrace. Talk of the Terraces
on
their shirt, and the Germans will be going, "What is this?
Was ist das?
Was ist das? Das ist ausgezeichnet.
Das ist gut. Yeah. Cool. So that's weird story of the month.
That's weird story of the month.
Yeah. We probably won't. We probably haven't got any more adverts. The sponsors haven't started rolling in yet.
No.
Obviously,
Holdenstadt haven't sent us any money yet.
No, it's a bit slow to it. So and obviously, as we get big, we'll probably put an advert in at this point.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably it, isn't it, for the first podcast?
Yeah.
I think what we're going to finish on every month is I don't know. Once again, we haven't really thought about this, but classic albums. We'll call it classic albums. And as we said, we've got a love of music as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Music is a massive part of football and singing and everything, but most of the songs are derived from hits and gospel songs.
absolutely, yeah. Yeah, the famous gospel hits. But yeah,
Bread of Heaven.
Of course, Bread of Heaven. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any more gospel?
As the United fans coined it, the Arsenal fans coined it, David Beckham.
Yeah.
Are you taking Posh up the Arsenal?
Arsenal. Yeah. Is there any more? I'm trying to think of that. We used to have a guy who used to play for Crewe called Kevin Street, and when Crewe had the occasional game on a Sunday, he couldn't play because he was used to go to church.
Joking.
No.
Is that a joke?
No, it's not a joke. No, he's from Crewe. Yeah, he's Kevin Street, and we used to sing "Kevin Street, my lord, Kevin Street." Yeah.
I bet you love that.
Yeah, he probably did. Yeah.
Yeah. Holier now.
Yeah, Kevin Street. Yeah. So yeah, this is kind of classic albums, and I think we're going to mix it up. You know, talk about probably some obvious ones in there, and probably some not so obvious ones in there. So I'm going to go first this month, and the one I'd like to put in the collection of classic albums is an album by the Mystery Jets. 21.
Yes.
For me,
I remember this album.
Yeah, for me, I think if any kind of a band of any stature had released it, it would be one of these albums that would have gone on to sell 10, 15 million.
Yeah.
Something like that. And it's one of those albums as well that I think people perhaps have heard the songs but not realised it's the Mystery Jets.
Yeah.
It's indie personified. It's British indie music.
It's very catchy though when you listen to that album. I remember you used to have it on your car a lot, didn't you?
Yeah.
And it's very it's quite whimsical. The sound is very really easy to listen to. And
I've been listening to it a lot recently, so that's probably why it's kind of like at the forefront of my mind.
What's your favourite song on it?
My favourite song is Behind the Bunhouse.
Behind the Bun.
Behind the Bunhouse.
Sounds a bit dodgy.
It does sound a bit dodgy. And I could have picked a lot more obvious ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, Behind the Bunhouse it's called. And then there's others like Absolute, Young Love, Half in Love with Elizabeth.
Yeah, Young Love, I think. Is that the one where it goes, "If I only knew your name, I'd go from door to door"?
That's right, yeah. It's got Laura Marling on it.
That's it, yeah. Brilliant song, that is.
And Two Doors Down as well.
Yeah, I think I'm in love with a girl, 2 doors down.
Yeah.
I'm not actually, by the way.
Disclaimer, I'm not, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a great British indie album. It's probably one of those that it was about 30 years too late, in that it's very poppy.
Yeah.
It belongs in the 60s, probably.
Yeah, there was a lot of indie bands. If they come out now, they'd probably do well because there's not that much about anymore. But there was, if you remember, like when was it released? Was it like 2005 or something? Was it?
Around then, I think. Yeah.
If it was absolutely, if you think back, like you think of Hard-Fi, the Editors, Libertines, loads of things. It was a very saturated market. Every week there was a new band out with a new song and stuff.
I think that's probably the thing, that you had so many bands that were quite big at that time.
Yeah.
And Arctic Monkeys are the number one around that time, aren't they? You think about
it. Pretty much, yeah.
Who followed on from perhaps the Libertines as the biggest
Kaiser Chiefs, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So they probably just got hidden a little bit. Maybe it's because they weren't on a big label or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's a real forgotten album. I think it's had it been released on a different day on a different label, they could have been a massive act, a massive band. And this album would have gone to sell, 10, 15 million. Actually, the next album, Serotonin, is really good as well.
Yeah.
2 really good back-to-back albums. Not as many kind of, hits on there, if you want to call them that, but another really good album.
Where are they now?
I think they're still about. I think they've released an album recently.
Okay, cool.
But I think a couple of the members, the band members, have left now.
Ah, right, okay.
So yeah, it's not quite the same as it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, So I think that's the first album I'd like to chuck out there. And if anyone's listening to this and you've not listened to it, go and listen to it. Mystery Jets, 21.
And it's numbers 21, isn't it?
It's numbers 21. Yeah.
Is it?
No, it's the word 21.
Oh, 21, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, the word's 21. Yeah.
So check it out, listeners.
Check it out. Yeah. So I think that's it, isn't it?
Next week, my classic album as a preview will be Hungarian folk music.
Yeah, we've got quite a love of that, haven't we?
Yeah, with Shredwad.
Has that got some like yodeling, or is that Austrian?
That's Austrian, but just over the border, so there's a bit of yodeling in there. Yeah, it's kind of it's like cattle prod jazz.
Cattle prod jazz.
That kind of mix.
I can hear it already.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I know exactly where you're coming from with that. So with that thought, we shall say goodbye.
Yeah.
And we'll
ta-ra for a bit.
Ta-ra for a bit, and we'll be back in a month's time with a bit of luck.
Yeah, and next time hopefully I'll have a pun about a fly in a fire.
Oh God, yeah! I can't believe we didn't think of one.
I know.
Can I quickly think of one?
It's so obvious.
It's gonna be, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fly.
Buzzing boom.
No.
No.
No. Just give me 10 more seconds.
If there's any other Hungarian folk fans out there, well, want to get in touch.
This is really bad. It should seem so obvious.
I know, I'm really usually good at puns, aren't we? We're usually really good at them. Like, if they said something about a fish, I could reel them off all day. Like, it was wrong place to be, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It must have been cod in. But flies.
Flies.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
No. Danger, high voltage.
Yeah. Chanel de Blue Bottle. That's all
I got some of that from the market. It's quite nice.
Is it?
Yeah. My skin went red, but it was very
yeah. It smelled lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's as good as I can come up with. Chanel de Blue Bottle.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, French themed kind of fly thing.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with an explosion or.
No, exactly. We'll come up with that. This might be like one of the conundrums that like only someone from Oxford or Cambridge would be able to sort out, like creating a pun out of French explosion fly.
Yeah. I tell you what. If we do get some way of getting people to contact us with your French fly explosion related puns.
Yes, exactly. Because we're struggling.
Because we really haven't got any talent for this.
No, exactly. Excellent.
Right then. So we shall speak to everyone in a month's time. With a bit
Yeah. Nice to see you. Yes, it is.
Nice to see you. See you later.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.